Hey friends, welcome to the Time for Living podcast, your ultimate guide to finding the time you need to crush your business dreams while still having time to live your one beautiful life. I'm your host, Lucy Clark, a devoted boy mum, dedicated business owner and time-finding expert. Say goodbye to that I'm too busy mindset that's holding you back from growing your online business. No more feeling overwhelmed or stuck in the same place year after year. Each week, we'll dive deep into strategies for being intentional with your precious time so you can hit those business goals while still making time for yourself and your family. If you're ready to create more time, get practical tips and prioritize the steps that will make the biggest impact on your business and life, then you're in the right spot. Pop in your earbuds, steal a quiet moment, and let's find time together. Hey, it's Lucy. And I need to tell you about something that happened about a year ago that I still think about all the time. I was sitting at my desk on a Tuesday morning, tea going cold, my notebook open to a completely blank page. I'd just dropped my son off at school and I had exactly 90 minutes before I needed to leave for a meeting. 90 whole minutes. That felt like a luxury. But here's what happened. I sat there for 20 minutes just trying to figure out what to do. Should I work on the podcast? Should I finish that lead magnet I started? Respond to emails? Plan content? What was I even working on this week? And then I remembered I hadn't planned dinner. And I needed to order my son's hockey equipment. And wait, did I ever respond to that client email from yesterday? By the time I actually started working on something, anything, I had maybe 40 minutes left. And I spent most of that time scattered, distracted, switching between tasks, not really making progress on any of them. I closed my laptop that day feeling completely defeated. And here's what I realized. Yes, I had a time problem, but underneath that, I had a system problem. Now, I know I talk about time a lot on this show, and I don't want to discount that because the time problem is real. You do need to find your time. That's why the hidden time finder exists. That's why we talk about the 15-minute evolution. And here's the thing. Time and systems are completely intertwined. You can't separate them. Because I had all those minutes scattered throughout my week, I'd even mapped them out, but I had no infrastructure for what to do with them. No system for knowing what mattered most in my home. No system for knowing what actually moved my business forward. Finding the time is step one, but organizing that time, that's what makes it actually work. That was the turning point. That's when I realized I needed to build something different. And what I built, the Home Hub and the Business Hub, it didn't have those names at the time, is what I'm teaching in a workshop on January 27th. If you wonder whether this workshop is for you, whether it'll actually work, whether you have time to build systems when you barely have time to breathe, this episode is going to answer all of that. Let's talk about what life looked like before I had these systems, what it looks like now, and why I believe this is the missing piece you've been searching for. Let me take you back to what my life looked like about a year ago, before I had these systems. My home was running on what I call reactive management. Nothing had a specific place or process. I was just constantly putting out fires. Oh, we're out of milk. Guess I'm going to the store again. My son needs forms signed for school. Where did I put them? Dinner? I'd figure that out at 4:30 and then scramble. Every single decision was made in the moment, which meant every single decision was taking up precious mental energy. And my new business, it was even worse. I'd finally sit down with 30 minutes to work. I'd spend half of it just trying to remember where I'd left off. What was I working on? What was a priority? What actually mattered right now? I had all these minutes, but no clear path for what to do with them. I was using tools like the Hidden Time Finder, which, if you haven't grabbed it, it's at timeforliving.co/time finder. And I could see where my time was going. I could see I had 45 minutes on Tuesday mornings. I could see I had an hour on Thursday afternoons. But seeing the time wasn't enough. I needed to organize that time. I needed infrastructure. I needed to know, when I sit down with 30 minutes, what's the one thing that matters most right now? When I'm managing my home, what's my system so I'm not making 1,000 tiny decisions every single day? Here's what was actually happening. I was working hard, but I wasn't working smart. I was hustling, but I wasn't building anything sustainable. I was finding the time, but I was wasting most of it on decision fatigue and scattered energy. And the worst part, I felt guilty all the time. Guilty when I was working because I should be present with my family. Guilty when I was with my family because my new business wasn't growing. Guilty for not having it all together when other people seem to manage just fine. Can you relate to any of this? Because here's what I need you to know. This isn't just a time problem. This is a system problem. And they're related. They're intertwined. You need both. That Tuesday morning I was telling you about, that wasn't just another frustrated moment. That was the day something clicked for me. I was loading the dishwasher, again, after my failed work session, and I thought, why am I even loading the dishwasher right now? Why don't we have a system for when this happens? And then I thought about my new business. Why don't I have a system for what I work on each week? Why am I making these decisions from scratch every single time I sit down? Because here's the thing. I knew I was capable. I'd already built and sold one business, and we have another one that currently runs on autopilot. I have the skills. I have the drive. I have the vision for what I wanted to create. What I didn't have was a system that would let me use my time effectively without my entire life feeling like chaos. And that's when I realized successful businesses aren't built on hustle alone. They're built on systems. Maybe the hustle worked before kids, when we had more time and less clarity about what actually matters. But now, we have different priorities. We know what's truly important. And that means we need a different approach. We need systems. So I asked myself, what if I treated my home like a business? What if I created actual systems, not just to-do lists, but systems for both my home and my business? What if I stopped trying to remember everything and started building infrastructure that would remember for me? That question is what led me to create the Home Hub and the Business Hub. And here's what I want you to understand. These systems don't give you more time. They made the time I already had actually count. And let me tell you what life looks like now, 1 year later, with these systems in place. My Home Hub means our house runs on an autopilot for the most important things. Groceries happen on a schedule. Meals are planned. My son's hockey gear is always in the same place. The house resets every night with a 15-minute routine. I'm not making 1,000 tiny decisions anymore. The system makes them for me. And here's what that created. Mental space. Because when our home is running smoothly without me having to think about it constantly, I can actually focus when I sit down to work on my business. Which brings me to the Business Hub. This is a system that tells me exactly what to do with every pocket of time I have. When I sit down with 30 minutes, I don't waste 20 of them deciding what to do. I look at my Business Hub and I know, okay, this week my priority is podcast content. I have 30 minutes, I'm writing show notes. The decision is already made, I just execute. And you know what happened in this past year? I've gone from scrambling to publish one podcast episode every week to publishing consistently every single week with space and clarity. I've created multiple lead magnets. I've built email sequences. I've grown my audience. I'm launching my first paid workshop on January 27th. And I'm doing all of this in the same fragmented pockets of time I had before. The same 30-minute blocks, the same interrupted schedule. Same mom life with a 7-year-old who plays hockey and needs me. The difference isn't the amount of time. The difference is the system. So when I say time and systems are intertwined, this is what I mean. You need to find your time. That's always going to be important. But you also need to organize that time so it's not slipping through your fingers. Let me give you one quick contrast so that you can see what I actually mean. 1 year ago, I'd scrambled through the morning, forget to plan breakfast, couldn't find the library book, running late, sit down to work and waste 20 minutes deciding what to do, start on something, get distracted, switch tasks and end up scrolling Instagram, feeling guilty. Now with systems, breakfast is already planned in my Home Hub. The library book is in its spot. I sit down, open my Business Hub and I already know what I'm working on. I'm actually working within 5 minutes of sitting down. The same 90 minutes, completely different results. That's what systems do. They don't give you more time. They make the time you actually have count. Okay, so let me tell you what's actually happening in the Home and Business System Workshop on January 27th. This isn't theory. This isn't me talking at you for an hour. This is a working session where we build these systems together for your life. Here's what we'll be doing. Part 1, we'll build your Home Hub. I'm walking you through how to identify your top 3 non-negotiable home systems, the things that, when they run smoothly, make everything else easier. You'll create your home hub, your command center for how your household runs. We'll set up your systems for meals, routines, household tasks, whatever your home needs most. You'll walk away with a complete system that runs on autopilot. Part 2, we'll build your business hub. We'll identify your top 3 business priorities for this quarter. Not someday, not eventually, right now. You'll create your business hub, your system for knowing exactly what to do with every pocket of time. We'll map your fragmented time to your priorities so you never waste another minute deciding what to work on. You'll walk away knowing exactly what you're working on and when. And part 3, integration. This is where we connect these 2 systems so they work together. You'll see how your home hub creates the space for your business hub to thrive. You'll build your complete weekly structure that honors both your family and your business. And here's what makes this different from every other productivity workshop you've seen. This is designed specifically for mom entrepreneurs building businesses in pockets of time. Not corporate professionals with 8-hour workdays, not full-time entrepreneurs with flexible schedules. Mom entrepreneurs with school pickup and sick kids and interrupted plans and 30-minute work blocks. This system works with your real life, not against it. And yes, we're still talking about time because time matters, but we're organizing that time so it actually works for you. I know what you might be thinking, so let me address the questions I've been getting. But Lucy, I don't have the time to build systems. I can barely keep up as it is. I get it. But here's the truth. Building these systems takes about 60 minutes in the workshop. That's it. 1 hour to build the infrastructure that will save you 3 to 5 hours every single week. That's not a time expense. That's a time investment, and it pays off immediately. What if I'm not naturally organized? What if I've tried systems before and they don't stick? Here's the thing. The system creates the organization. You don't need to be naturally organized. You need a system that's so clear and so simple that it works even when life gets chaotic. And if systems haven't worked for you before, it's probably because they weren't designed for mom entrepreneurs. They were designed for people with predictable schedules and uninterrupted time. These systems are built for interruption. They're built for chaos. They're built for real life. Another question, will this work for my situation? I have a toddler or multiple kids, a full-time job, a specific business model, etc. Yes, because you're not using my systems, you're building your systems. In the workshop, you're identifying your top 3 home priorities and your top 3 business priorities. You're creating a system that fits your life. This isn't one size fits all. This is a customized infrastructure that you build for your unique situation. So here's where we are. The workshop is January 27th. That's exactly 7 days from today. Registration closes on January 26th at midnight, or when we hit capacity, whichever comes first. You have the hidden time finder. You've found the time. Now it's time to organize that time with complete systems for your home and your business. This is the missing piece. The piece that turns scattered hustle into sustainable progress. The piece that takes the time you're already finding and makes it actually productive. The piece that lets you build your business without your home falling apart. If you've been on the fence, this is your week to decide. If you've been waiting for the right time, I need you to hear this. The right time is when you have a system that works with your real life. And that's what we're building together in 7 days' time. Registration is open right now at timeforliving.co/workshop. The workshop is live on January 27th at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. If you can't make it live, that's okay. Register anyway and you'll get the replay. But I really hope you can be there live because there's something powerful about building these systems together in real time. Less than 7 days left. This workshop is happening, and I'm not sure when I'll teach it again live. So if you know you need this, if you've been nodding along to everything I've said today, go register right now. timeforliving.co/workshop. I can't wait to see you on January 27th. We're building your systems together. Until then, keep showing up. You know you're doing better than you think. Hey friends, thank you so much for tuning in to the Time for Living podcast today. If this episode inspired you to take action and save time, I'd be so grateful if you could leave a written review and subscribe over on Apple Podcasts. Your feedback means the world to me and helps us reach even more amazing people like you. If you know a friend who needs to hear this message, share this episode with them. And remember, your time is precious, so make every moment count. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep living, and keep making time for what matters most.